People everywhere are finally coming back together. So it's time to celebrate some of the love, friendships, and amazing moments that we've all missed out on. And what better way to show people that you care than to bring them around a table for some delicious food. So I've created easy-to-follow menus that will turn incredible dishes into epic feasts.
Life is about memories, and today we made a memory.
And to make the most of the precious time with those that we love, it's all about getting ahead. I want to prepare a meal which is nearly all done, so when my friends and family get here, I can be spending more time with them. Cheers, everybody! Cheers! These are impressive menus, made easy, because I'll take you through them step by step, making them for my family and friends, so you can make them for yours. This is saying I love you through food. For my guests coming over tonight, I'm preparing a fantastic feast that can all be done in advance. I'm reimagining the ultimate steak and chips. A beautiful grilled and roasted rosemary rump steak. Look how lovely that is. Crunchy chips made from twice cooked potatoes. And some stunning sides. It's all for some incredible people who have been working on the front line as teachers to say thank you for everything that they've done for all of us and our kids over the last 18 months.
Although we know that this is our treat, but it's not really us, is it? It's all teachers.
Yeah.
Also on the menu, the perfect nibbles. Pesto and mozzarella toasts. A delicious starter of Bloody Mary crumpets. And to top it all off, my beautiful caramelised pineapple tartlets. This is the perfect menu to bring people together and say a massive thank you. It's so simple, you can get it all done a few hours before your guests arrive, so I'm cracking on this morning. I'm so excited to cook this because I've got some amazing frontline workers coming round for dinner tonight, a little thank you dinner, and they're teachers, a whole bunch of teachers. And if you think about it, they were there from the very beginning, like keeping our kids at school. So, you know, the frontline workers could go to work, keep the country going, and of course, they've helped us get back to work and get back to some kind of normality. So this is an important meal. I really want to look after them. I want to feed them, I want to water them. I'm going to prep it all ahead of the game so I can be out there with them having a laugh and not in here sort of stressing at the last minute. I'm starting with my epic grilled and roasted rosemary rump steak. It's the main event of this brilliant take on steak and chips, and it can be all done in advance. So here, I've got a lovely chunk of rump. We're not gonna have 8 steaks, so there's all that cooking at the last minute. No. One big chunk. We're gonna look after it, we're gonna cook it to perfection. I've got one veggie option, grilling up a little bit of squash, and I'm gonna treat it exactly the same as the beef. And I've simply char grilled this squash for about 2 minutes on each side to get a nice char mark, and I do that 4 times, right? So you get a crisscross. So here, in this little dish, I'm gonna put some lovely extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna put some rosemary, just kind of bruise it in your hand to get the oils going. So I'll put a little bit on the bottom. I'll also take a little bit of garlic. So whatever garlic you got, this is kind of New Seasons garlic, but it doesn't matter. Salt and pepper, and a little vinegar, like that. Okay, so I'll mix that up. And that's like a basic marinade. Then we can take this lovely squash. Look at this. It's smoky, it's charry. And that is gonna bounce off of the natural nuttiness and sweetness of this squash. So that is my first sort of gesture towards the vegetarian option. So, to the steak. Rub the steak with olive oil. Absolutely no salt. That will draw the moisture out of the steak, which will be bad times, but we're gonna sear it now. And we're gonna prepare it and flavor it, just like the squash, okay? And then later on, we'll roast it to perfection. So it's grilled and roasted chunk of rump. So we'll season this with plenty of black pepper. If you think you're being generous, then put a bit more on, right? And I think having a big chunk of meat like this is exciting. It's special. We're going on my griddle pan here, and I'm literally just gonna give it a few minutes just to char up. I don't want to cook it all the way through, right? Just put those bar marks in 4 times and we'll be laughing. Looks pretty cool, right? Ho. Beautiful dancing fat. Right, just give it 30 seconds to come up again. Look at that. Okay, while that sears, I want to prepare a tray, just like I did the squash. Add oil and create that little kind of marinade going on. Vinegar again. I will not salt. I'm going to go in with the rosemary. Rosemary and steak, they just have the most amazing relationship together. A garlic, absolutely gorgeous. Look, really quickly searing this. Look at that, look how lovely that is. And a quick sear on the other side. But it does look quite insanely smoky. Just literally 30 seconds on the side. So look at that. 4 minutes or so of searing, and then we can kind of get under it, put all that rosemary and rub it on top, okay? So we've just seared it, and just take a nice little knob of butter. You need to just give it fat or it will dry up. And now we can just put that aside, and then later when our guests get here, I can literally put it in an oven at 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 Fahrenheit, for 20 minutes for medium rare, 25 minutes for sort of blushing and beautiful. So really, really nice. A great tip that will de-stress the whole dinner party vibes, which is great. And now I can get on with the sides. Let's talk about the potatoes, the chips. Now, there's nothing more delicious in the world than a lovely chip, French fry, whatever you want to call it. So I want to show you a method of cooking potatoes, which I think a lot of people don't know about.
These grilled and roasted potatoes with lemon, garlic and sage are twice cooked for extra flavour.
So let me show you. I've got 1.5 kilos here of lovely Maris Piper potatoes. I'm going to leave the skin on, you know, because it is tasty. It kind of holds it together and it's more nutritious. I'm just going to get a knife and slice it about 1 centimetre thick. This is way easier than chipping. And as a child, my first job in the kitchen was chipping, and that involved about 100 kilos of potatoes, a big knife. I was so small that I used to stand on beer crates. We're going to turn this up to full whack. Just lay the potatoes like that. By grilling it dry, you achieve this kind of unusual nuttiness. Really delicious. So I'm going to whack that on there. And as soon as you've got that lovely bar mark, we flip it and we're good to go. So I'm going to create another little home for these dry grilled potatoes. So olive oil, of course, 2 or 3 tablespoons. I'll get a peeler and I'm going to peel little slithers of lemon. And the flavour you get from this is just amazing. It smells incredible. And once you've put the zest in, then we'll put the juice in. Look at that. Oh, God. Oh, it nearly got me in the eye. Okay, let's go back to the potatoes and let's just turn it. See that bar mark? That is flavour. Looks amazing. Okay, so back to the tray. You could use any herb you want, right? I'm gonna go for sage. It's an amazing, savoury, fragrant herb, and that is going to cook so beautifully with the potatoes. And then I fancy a bit of garlic action again, because I just love garlic. Take the little end off, cut it like the potatoes in half like that. And they will roast up and caramelise. And I can season this now with black pepper and salt. So it's almost like a dressing. That is the welcoming party to that. All you got to do now is grab those potatoes and get them in there. So the second batch go in. It's really quick. Now, by the way, if you haven't got a griddle pan, everything that I've done, you can do in a good, large, non-stick frying pan. Now we can just toss it in that oil, right? The herbs, the lemon, the garlic, the seasoning. So absolutely beautiful. Like, we're already getting things done. We've got the veggie option, we've got the meat sorted. And now the potatoes, and then later on when your guests are here, we'll reheat that, and those potatoes will be absolutely amazing.
And I'll rattle out a vegetarian batch later.
Next, onions. So 5 or 6 beautiful onions. I'm using red onions. You could use shallots, you could use white onions. It really doesn't matter. But we're gonna roast these again, and it's an easy thing to do.
My sticky sweet and sour roasted onions are perfect with the steak and chips.
So peel your onions, and then just do nice 1 centimetre slices through the onion, just like the potatoes. So there's a little bit of a harmony in the thickness. I want to cook these onions in a beautiful way that you get this gorgeous, tender, sweet and sour onion that just works so well with the steak and the potatoes. I can feel my eyes going. I can feel the emotion starting to stream. Okay, so in this tray, a little olive oil again, salt and pepper. I'm going to use thyme. Rosemary there, sage there, thyme here. Just tear it in, rustic styly. Those onions are definitely giving me the tears. Give them a nice little toss up. Oh, they're making me cry, all right. Shake them out flat, and then they're gonna go into an oven at 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 Fahrenheit, and we'll cook it for half an hour just to get them softening up, caramelizing, and just enough time for me to stop crying. And then I'll show you how to make them sweet and sour. Whew, that was emotional. Okay, so we're rocking and rolling. We're getting all prepped up. The onions are cooking. I want to show you a sauce that I made up that I really love with steak, right? This dish without the sauce is going to be great. This dish with the sauce is sublime.
This elegant watercress sauce packs a beautiful punch, and it's a total winner with a stunning steak.
So what I've got here is about 85 grams of lovely watercress, right? So we put that into a liquidizer. In there, we go over with roughly 200 mils of boiling water. Then into that, we're gonna start adding more best friends of steak. So 10 little silver-skinned onions goes in. Then a little bit of that liquor. We'll have that too. Mustard, 2 good teaspoons, English mustard. There you go. Then about 8 anchovies. Then into here, just a couple of little teaspoons of capers. Capers are salty and they're fragrant. So the last ingredient I'm gonna put in here is 2 slices of white bread, 3 tablespoons of oil, and then we're gonna wazz it all up. So let me have a little taste. Oh. I've got tang, I've got mustardy flavour. It's got attitude, but it's elegant. A little spoon, on a plate, a few thin slices of blushing steak and a few bits of beautiful potato. The sweet onions, which I nearly forgot. So the onions, they've had about half an hour. Look at that, right? So they've softened up nicely. And what I'm gonna do is create the sweet and sourness. So obviously the caramelization happening there is gonna start giving you some sweetness, but I want to exaggerate it. So a couple of tablespoons of vinegar there. That's also going to create a little humidity amongst the onions as well. Then when it comes to the sweetness, you can go honey or you can go maple syrup. It's going to create the most amazing onions ever. Look at that. The smell is amazing already. Can you see the colours? With the thyme, just beautiful. In not much effort, we have prepared a whole bunch of stuff. What a beautiful united front of food. We're ahead of the game, right? Stress will be low when our guests get here. So the oven is at 200 degrees Celsius, which is 400 Fahrenheit. The potatoes and the squash will go in for about 40, 45 minutes until perfect. Then the steak will go in for 20 to 25 minutes, depending on if you want it medium rare or blushing and medium. Gorgeous. Sauce is done. Onions, 15 minutes to reheat it. Happy days. We're doing good. And I really am looking forward to looking after these teachers. Joy.
Tonight, I've got some wonderful frontline workers coming around for a thank you feast. The main course, a brilliant take on steak and chips, is ready to finish off when they all get here. And there's just a few more jobs left to do, starting with a delicious dessert and some gorgeous nibbles.
When you come round my gaff, when my guests arrive, I love to try and get them a drink within a minute, right? It's just a thing I like to do, you know. Hi, welcome, have a drink. And to go with a lovely drink, there's nothing better than a nibble. My tasty pesto mozzarella toasts are guaranteed to get everyone's taste buds going, and they're a perfect nibble to get ahead of the game. For me, there's two ways that I love to do a beautiful little toast. Classically in Italy, the nonnas, the grandmothers, would do little crostini, little toasts on a barbecue, rub with garlic, olive oil, crunchy, spongy, really fresh. I'm not doing that. The reason I'm not doing that is because I don't want to be sitting there toasting when my guests are there. I want to be having a laugh with them. That's what it's all about. So, the other way that I love is wafer-thin little crunchy toasts. So I get a nice little loaf like that. Get yourself a serrated knife, really important, and just take little thin slices like that. Very, very easy. It's not technical in the slicist. I'm gonna get them really crispy and I'm gonna roast them. Get yourself a tray and lay the bread just like this. So rosemary, you're gonna just strip it all off and have these beautiful little plouches of herbs. We need to give it a little bit of oil, olive oil, and then we can have a little pinch of salt, and we'll just scrunch it. And just grab it in your hands like that, and just gently squeeze it. And that oil is gonna be heavenly. Put this in the oven, just until it's crispy, golden, and delicious. So that's at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit. I'll have a little check in 10 minutes. So let me show you the principles of a basic, beautiful pesto. Garlic, some kind of salty cheese, Parmesan. The famous pesto that we see in jars so much is pesto genovese, and that's basil with pine nuts, but it can be any herb. So it could be parsley, chive, I'll put that in, rocket, oregano here. So we've got a mixed herb pesto that we're gonna make now. And I've even got a little bit of fennel. Look, brilliant. And then nuts. Again, with the pesto genovese, it was pine nuts. I'm using pistachios, which I absolutely adore. So I'll put, 2 tablespoons in there. I'll put a little bit of salt, and then I'll start to crack it up. Look at the colours from the pistachio. So give it a nice pound, put the garlic in, then the herbs. So it looks like a lot, but you wait what happens when I start giving it some. Once you've pounded up that lovely green herb, just use nice olive oil just to loosen it. And then when it comes to cheese, I'm gonna use Parmesan because it's so bloomin' delicious. Fairly unclassically, I like to put a little bit of lemon juice. Beautiful. So I'm just gonna muddle that in, and that's it. Look at that. That is a beautiful garden pesto made with love and care. And I'm gonna put it on my toast with mozzarella. There's so many ways you could use that. Let me show you these beautiful little bocconcini. You have to imagine a hot, crunchy little toast, and I'll just cut it like that. Let's have a little look. And look at that. Just beautiful. Let me put one together, because it's only right that I test everything. Little teaspoon, and just kind of butter it, right? Just get it in there and just smear it all over the place. Happy days. Those little crispy bits of rosemary, yes. Take those lovely little delicate mozzarellas, and then all I like to do to finish it is just little strokes of Parmesan. flouring time there. It literally is as simple as that. Right, let's just have a little try. Wow, that lemon juice, the parmesan, the refreshing mozzarella. That is really good. So we got main course done, we got nibbles done. Then I'm going to show you how to make a really surprising, elegant, beautiful dessert.
These caramelised pineapple tartlets are perfect to get ready in advance and then whack in the oven later.
This is delightfully simple. It's going to look really flashy, but it's really good fun to make. So let's start with making a beautiful caramel. So get your pan on, a good non-stick pan, get it on a high heat. Let's get some pineapple. Let's gather my ingredients. Got some coconut, sugar, almonds. So there's not many ingredients in this lovely recipe. So a tin of pineapple, yes, of course you can use fresh, but I like using the tin because it will save you time and you get juice. So this is a standard tin and we're gonna go in with all the juice, all of it. Shaky, shaky. And this is gonna help us make a beautiful caramel. So I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar and we're just gonna let that boil up and turn into a golden caramel. It will take a couple of minutes, easy peasy. Do not touch it, because it's hot. I just love tin pineapples. It just reminds me of my nan. I don't know what she thought was gonna happen after the war, but if you went in her cupboards, there was just tins of everything, forever. So let's make the little filling. I mean, really it is a little filling. It's very, very delicate. And what you need for that is 30 grams, which is about 2 tablespoons of ground almonds. And then 20 grams of the desiccated coconut. And then I'm gonna add 60 mils of milk and just pour that in. Then I'm gonna use just a little teaspoon of this vanilla extract. So that goes in. It's gonna give this whole thing a lovely, fragrant flavor. And that is it. So look, you can see we've got a little bit of caramel happening here. Now, what we can do is get our pineapple in, so just put your finger in. As soon as the pineapple goes in, it's just gonna start leaching out a little bit of its natural juice. You can jiggle it about, don't touch it, and just keep your eyes on it. Now, there's one thing that I quite like to do now. I'm kind of feeling the vibe. Coconut, pineapple, rum. So I'm gonna put just a little bit of rum in. Just a little bit. Just to kind of, it smells really good. If you have a little look now, you can see the syrup has got nice and sticky, so that's a good sign. And the pineapple has caught just a bit on one side. Once it gets to that stage, we can turn the gas off and just let it cool down, okay? So let's do the pastry. I've got some lovely phyllo pastry here, which you can get in all of the supermarkets. We're literally gonna just use 3 sheets of phyllo. You want to work quite fast because it will dry out, okay? So you might want to have a little damp cloth that you can put over it. That'll be nicely protected. What I will do, this leftovers, I'll just put this in the freezer. So it's nice to have this in your life. I use it a lot, actually. Okay, phyllo pastry is all about the phyllo pastry. Look how fine that is. So it's a great little gift of an ingredient. I'm gonna take some olive oil and I'm gonna brush it. Top to tail, corner to corner, and I'm gonna build up layers to give you texture, crunch. So it's really easy to do, but what we can do is accent flavor as we do it. So nutmeg and a little fine grater, such a lovely spice. A little bit of sugar, just to have a little sweetness in there, just a tiny bit. And then put the next layer. Tiny bit of sugar. So what we've made is a lovely flavoured sheet of pastry. So I'm going to run this knife down the length of the phyllo. Then we're going to divide this roughly into 3. And then what we've got is 6 lovely little pieces of pastry. So I want to now divide this nice little filling into the middle. So it's about sort of a tablespoon-ish each. So dollop it in the middle. What I like about this recipe is it's few ingredients and it looks quite delicate, but it's going to cook into something really wonderful and substantial. Just flatten out your coconut filling here. Take your pineapple and flip it like that on top. How beautiful is that? So, pineapple, flip. Look at the colour, come on. So now let me show you this bit. Just take a bit of this pastry, like that, right? And just push it over, and then you're just twisting it, okay? So just pinch it. If you tear a bit, if you think you've messed it up, please don't worry, right? We're just pinching and rolling. It doesn't matter if you kind of do it in a sort of scattergun way. It's just crimping that pastry around that. So that's it, super pretty. And what's gonna be really nice is when this little tartlet comes out the oven, crispy, hot, golden, and you serve that with cold vanilla ice cream. It's gonna be amazing. Really good. So there you go. So I'm just gonna put it now on a little oil rubbed tray. The tartlets are now sort of fairly malleable. They look delicate, but they actually hold their own quite nicely. And of course, if you wanted to do, you know, a big one, you absolutely could. That would be beautiful. And we're not going to forget this beautiful caramel, and put just a little bit of rum in, just a little swig, and just spoon a little bit of that syrup over here. Smell of that rum is outrageous. What a lovely little dessert. What you can do is whack that in the fridge. I am now gonna go and make myself look presentable. I want to look dapper for my teachers.
Tonight, it's my thank you feast. And I'm taking the pressure off by prepping everything before my guests arrive. My nibbles are ready to go, and the main course and dessert will be finished off to perfection just before I serve them. Everyone will be here soon, so before I rustle up a gorgeous starter, there's just a few finishing touches to take care of.
So on the table, I wanted to keep it quite nice and rustic. So wooden top, no tablecloth. I've got lovely blue napkins, and I've just put a little bit of effort in by tying a little string around it like that. And then I'm just putting in a little bit of rosemary and sage, which are the herbs that we've used in the recipes, which is nice. Just makes it look like you've made some effort. Instead of doing flower arranging or anything like that, I've got bay, rosemary, bit of eucalyptus, just down the middle. Super simple. I'll serve them drinks from here. I'll be carving the meat from here. Some tea lights, some flowers. Beautiful. I'm doing a hot starter. This is something I've just been playing with. I absolutely love it. I think it's gonna be a brilliant start to a mega, mega meal. I'm gonna do it in two parts. So prep, then cook. The cook part's very quick, so I can get my guests sorted with a drink, little nibbles going on, then I can just pop out, rattle it out like 4 or 5 minutes, easy peasy.
My delicious Bloody Mary crumpets, coated in the flavours of the cocktail, are a truly impressive way to kick off a memorable meal.
So what I've got here is some regular prawns, beautiful, from the supermarkets, brown shrimp from the supermarkets, and smoked salmon, right? In a bowl, I'm gonna add 2 lovely free-range eggs, and we're gonna whip that up with some of the flavours of Bloody Mary. Ketchup for the tomatoes. So 2 tablespoons of the ketchup goes in. Then we're gonna go for 2 tablespoons of horseradish, the creamed horseradish that you can get in the jars. 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, right? So those classic flavours we've got. Then we'll just season it up with a little salt and pepper and give it a whisk. The crumpets have those gorgeous holes that will absorb all of this. And what I'll do now to be just ahead of the game is take these crumpets here and plunge them into that mix. Look at that. Can you see how they just soak up all of that flavour? You're gonna get crispiness and sponginess, and you're gonna get all those kicks of flavour. So just leave this now in here to carry on soaking up all those lovely flavours. Look at that. I really want to spoil these teachers. They work so hard, like so many others around the country, so let's spoil them. So look, there are our soaked Bloody Mary crumpets, right? French toast, but not as you know it. So what I have here is some smoked salmon, and there's 6 of us, so I need 6 nice little slithers of salmon there. And then the herb we're gonna use is dill. It's a brilliant herb. So just take a nice little bunch like that, put it just at the top here, like that, and pinch some around it. And it's also gonna look like you've made a bit of effort, which I love because I want the teachers to feel the love. A little bit of lemon zest, and then just roll this up like that. And everything that I'm doing now is taking stress away from when we're serving our guests, right? I don't want to be stuck in here when my guests are out there having fun. So I'm making things easy, but I want them to feel the love. So we're left with a little bit of the smoked salmon trim here. So finely slice it and then put it through some cottage cheese. So hot, crispy, spongy Bloody Mary crumpets with cold, fresh, curdy cottage cheese, hit with the smoky saltiness of the salmon, right? It's gonna be good. I'm then gonna spike this beautiful dish with lemon juice. So 1 lemon goes in, and then we want to hit it with this lovely dill, a little small handful. Just chop it roughly. Now, I probably don't need to season that to taste because the salmon is salty, but a little pinch of pepper will be quite nice. And that is like a little bit of, you know, prep done that will serve us very well. Beautiful. So that's it. That's a really nice posh starter, done in no time at all. I've got the Bloody Mary crumpets, just sucking up all the flavour. Beautiful. I've got my prawns and brown shrimp, just ready for a 1-minute cook in a hot pan a little bit later. And that is going to be amazing. So let's get out there because they're going to be here any minute.
Oh, Dad, I bought this pink umbrella.
Helen, I am so hungry. I'm just so excited.
Hello, you lovely people.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
We didn't bring the rain, did we?
What are we drinking or not drinking? I've got white wine, I've got an old-fashioned, and I've got a non-alcoholic.
I'm going to try your old-fashioned.
Yeah, good. It's a classy drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm a classy girl.
Yeah, I'll give you one.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
So nice to meet you.
Cheers.
My guests are all wonderful school teachers who have worked tirelessly throughout the pandemic, making sure our kids didn't miss out on their education and helping us all get back to work.
Thanks for all the hard work you've done in the last year.
Oh, thank you.
And all your fellow colleagues around the
Yes.
country.
Yeah.
What a year, right?
Yeah. Been tough.
Oh, I've got a little, let me give you a little nibble. It's just a little toast I did with some homemade pesto.
Oh, wow.
Little mozzarella.
Thank you very
But,
much.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh,
It's starting to rain. Let's get in because
Thank you.
and make ourselves a little bit warmer.
This is gorgeous.
Yes, it is. The pesto is
Unbelievable.
Oh, bless you.
so fresh.
Just so you know, having a room full of teachers is a bit scary for me because I wasn't great at school.
well, we're not here to school you. So.
By the end of the night, you never know, like marks out of 10. It's going really well. They're loving the nibbles, loving the drinks. So now is a perfect time for us to get the squash for that vegetarian option and the potatoes in the oven for about 40, 45 minutes. So the squash can go on the top, potatoes down the bottom. So let's cook this beautiful hot starter. It's super, super simple. So get yourself a pan on a medium-high heat. And then I'm just gonna add a little olive oil and just a small knob of butter. Place in these gorgeous crumpets. Press them down, and any excess egg, we can just put that on top. Let's lay our plates out. I've got my garnish and my topping here, which is lovely. Ready and raring to go. Let's have a little peek at our crumpets here. Once it's golden like that, turn it. Nice and golden. This will just take about 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side. Beautiful, look at that. So, hot with cold, with our garnish. So I think these are done now. Look how gorgeous they are. They're like a perfect portion. What I love about this is they're kind of crisp, but they're also soft and spongy. I'm gonna put this pan straight back on the heat. I'll just put a nice little splurge of this on, and I like it just to fall over the edge just a little bit. And remember, that's the lemon and the smoked salmon, fresh cottage cheese. Beautiful. So this is a nice hot pan now, and literally with just a little knob of butter, we're gonna cook these prawns. Just jiggle them about, and you can see how they're just kind of going pink now. Give them a little squeeze of lemon juice. So literally only a couple of minutes. Look at that, they look fantastic. And then in with the brown shrimps. You don't need much. And people will know these from potted shrimps. And I get mine in the supermarket, and they're really, really good. Now, I like to give them a little smoked paprika, right? And it just gives it a little bit of funk. And then that, my friends, is it. Let's plate up. So really, you only need like a couple of prawns and shrimps each. Just sprinkle them over the top like that. What a lovely little picture that is. A wedge of lemon, pinches on the side of that smoked paprika. So that's it. That is our beautiful Bloody Mary crumpets. Absolutely stunning. Now is the time to get our rump steak in the oven. So I'm going 25 minutes for blushing. So 25 minutes exactly at 200 degrees Celsius, which is 450 Fahrenheit. Let's take these out and let's look after some lovely teachers. Here we go. Beautiful. Here we go. These first. Right, let's actually start here. So
Prawns, my favourite.
Looks amazing.
I love the colour.
This is really tasty.
A little bit of heaven on the plate.
Oh, please.
Thank you for having us here.
it's my pleasure.
To be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
I'm personally grateful, and I know that you know that you're representing like hundreds of thousands of people like yourself.
Yeah.
The nibbles and starter have been a big success, and I can't wait to serve the rest of this special thank you feast. It's almost time for the main event. The beautiful grilled and roasted rosemary rump steak, crispy potatoes, sticky onions, and that watercress sauce that I prepared earlier.
So you know what? It's going really well. I think they're enjoying the food, which is great, but it's just so nice to have people around, have a laugh, getting together. It's beautiful. Now look, 22 minutes this beef has had, so it's gonna be just over medium rare, so blushing. That's what I want. I'm gonna baste it now with those beautiful juices. Look at that. So I've got a nice little tip. Just a little tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Right, let's just angle this. Look at that. Come on. Oh. So let that rest for at least 10 minutes, and that will give you the most gorgeous blushing meat, tender. It's gonna be gorgeous. Right, I'm gonna whack these beautiful sweet and sour onions in the oven now, just to kind of get nice and hot and sticky while that meat rests. So this is the perfect time for me to show you the simplest of all salads, and this is one that my family absolutely love.
It's my round lettuce salad, dipped in the stunning dressing, brilliantly easy to knock up at the very last minute.
So let me show you one of the simplest but most delicious salads ever. This is going to be so good with this meal. So this is a round lettuce. And what I love about it is if you click off some of the bigger outside leaves, give it a wash, you can kind of open it out like that, right? And what I want to do is leave it whole, right? Serve it like that, like a big open flower. It is going to be crunchy, cold, and fresh. Now, I guess you could say it's inspired by Caesar salad, but no mayonnaise, we're going to use yogurt. There's 6 tablespoons of lovely organic yogurt there. I take a little bit of feta cheese and just crumble that in, like snow, tangy, salty, and really fresh. Then we're going to go in with a nice heaped teaspoon of English mustard, okay? Give it a little bit of heat, right? It will be subtle though with the yogurt. A pinch of salt and pepper. So super simple. Then anchovies. We're gonna use a little bit of that oil and just take 4 lovely anchovies, finely slice it just into little bits. And that salty, savoury, deep umami flavour is gonna be amazing in this dressing. Then we're gonna contrast that with really gorgeous fresh lemon. So the juice of half to 1 lemon, so get that in there. Really, really fresh. And then once you've done that, just give it a little olive oil. And then just get a little grater. About 50 grams of Parmesan is gonna be amazing. So I'll put about 3/4 of the Parmesan in it and then a little bit on it afterwards. And that's it, right? We'll mix that up. And if you wanted to, you could blend it so it's super, super smooth, but I like it rustic like this as well. And then let me show you how I dress it, because I think this is the exciting bit. Now we've opened up that lovely lettuce, right? Right, look at that. I'm gonna use that stalk here to hold, right? That's my little handle. And then I'm gonna open up the lettuce as much as I can without breaking it, put it into the dressing, and just move it around like that, see? And then we can pull it up and open it out like that, right? And that's what we want. We're gonna present that onto a nice bowl. You're mopping up all of that beautiful salad dressing. Look at that. And then just get your Parmesan and let it rain down on that. And that is a really simple but delicious salad.
Just before I serve, I'm going to sprinkle my pineapple tartlets with coconut and then whack them in the oven for 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit.
So look, let me get that out there. I'll come back for the steak and then get the onions, and let's get the main course going. Come on, girls and boys.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
So I hope you're gonna love that. Just a very simple salad. Potatoes here, which are grilled
Gorgeous.
and then roasted.
Oh, that smells amazing.
Yeah.
Is that my one?
Beautiful.
That really looks lovely. Are you ready now to do that? Okay, thank you very much.
With love and blessings and gratitude
Thank you.
for everything. Okay.
You get a bit of extra
smell it.
gravy.
That's amazing.
Oh, no, nice.
And then, because you're not eating the meat, I've got this side of squash. Right, so there's...
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
It looks...
That looks amazing.
Yeah,
it
it
looks
does
like
look-
steak.
Guys, tuck in. I'm right behind you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Wow, this looks incredible.
So the potatoes have got sage, the beef has got rosemary,
Oh, darling.
and the onions have got
I'm
thyme.
going to try the sauce.
So I'm like big into the herbs.
All from your garden.
Yep.
Oh, that is so good.
Very nice.
That is delicious.
And hopefully tender. Should be really tender.
It is
So good.
The onions are really nice and
I haven't
sweet.
tried my onion. Yeah.
Try the salad, everybody.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Salad is nice, yeah.
Isn't it nice, this being together?
Yeah.
I think it feels different this year, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, we're so much more grateful now, and I think, you know, because we've all had a little bit of a slap and had some of the things that we took for granted maybe taken away.
Yeah.
It's like, hopefully people around the country will be doing more of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the nice thing is that although we know that this is our treat, but it's not really us, is it? It's all teachers.
Yeah.
Right, last course. It's been so nice. Oh, look at that, just beautiful. Bubbling away. Right, let's plate up while they're hot and crisp and delicious. I'm just gonna pop that on a plate. Take one of these lovely little cherries, but you could do raspberry or something like that, and place that on the top, just a little bit. Oh, that lovely juice. Look at that, come on. And then some ice cream, or you could use clotted cream or yogurt. Look at that, beautiful. So, a nice dessert, just a little bit of flowering thyme on the side. I really hope they're going to love that. Right, let's get these out before the ice cream melts.
Really lovely.
And it's
Right.
no, like it's
Now listen,
Oh, look at that.
it's a bit more delicate than my usual desserts,
No.
but that's because you're all delicate, including you, sir.
Thank you
If
very
you can
much.
pass it down
Okay,
for me.
Oh, look at that.
I love it.
With the cherry on top.
Delicious. Very.
I love the noises.
Isn't there?
So it's been very, very nice to meet you all. And I'm so grateful that you come. And, you know, you guys have put up with a lot in the last year, so bless you.
Yeah.
And also,
Thank you.
double
Thank you
cheers.
so much.
Cheers.
It's been such a pleasure to get to know you.
And thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
so much.
People everywhere are finally coming back together. So it's time to celebrate some of the love, friendships, and amazing moments that we've all missed out on. And what better way to show people that you care than to bring them around a table for some delicious food. So I've created easy-to-follow menus that will turn incredible dishes into epic feasts.
Life is about memories, and today we made a memory.
And to make the most of the precious time with those that we love, it's all about getting ahead.
I want to prepare a meal which is nearly all done, so when my friends and family get here, I can be spending more time with them. Cheers, everybody!
These are impressive menus, made easy, because I'll take you through them step by step, making them for my family and friends, so you can make them for yours.
This is saying I love you through food.
For my guests who are coming tomorrow night, I'm cooking up the ultimate curry feast. At the heart of this delicious spread is a beautiful butternut squash curry, a dark and smoky aubergine dahl, and some gorgeous golden paneer.
I literally just want to pour that in and let it sizzle. It's such a cool curry.
I'm going all out on this feast to say a massive thank you to some incredible people who work for the NHS.
It's an honour to cook for you.
Also on the menu, I'm serving up some fluffy coconut rice, crispy naan breads, and for dessert, the fastest refreshing pistachio and mango froyo.
Here's to being together.
It's the ultimate veggie sharing feast. And because I want to spend more time with my guests, I'm starting some of the dishes the day before.
So today I'm really excited because I'm going to start putting together like an incredible curry feast. And I love cooking curries. It's food that makes me and my missus super happy. And what I want to do is basically do some dishes which I can do now, whack in the fridge, and they're just going to get better overnight. And then tomorrow it takes a load of pressure off me so that when my guests get here, we can just have the best time ever. And I think, for me personally, that the idea of a really good curry, a feast, right? Different colours, different textures, different smells, different flavours, that is the perfect food to bring people together.
And what better way to kick off my feast than with an incredible fragrant squash curry. So simple to do, but packed with proper flavour. This dish is a guaranteed crowd pleaser.
So I'm going to make a beautiful squash curry. It's so, so good and tasty. And even though curries make brilliant takeaways, I think that when you make your own, you can put love and care into it. It makes all the difference. So look, what I'm going to do is carefully cut this squash in half. So I do that by putting the tip of the knife in the middle of the squash here. Then I'll move that around and do the same the other way. Have a look at that squash. Really, really dense. This is a brilliant
brilliant vegetable. So I'm gonna remove the seeds just with a spoon, and you can like roast those off. You can then put them in salads or finish little stews. You can compost them. You can even dry them and grow your own veg if you want to. All I want to do is slice it into like 2 centimetre chunks, like that. And I'm not going to peel it because the skin actually is one of the most tasty parts. So, throw it into a roasting tray like this. I don't want any spice. I literally just want to do a little salt and then a little pepper and just a little bit of olive oil. So really what's happening to this squash now is I'm going to roast it and concentrate it. It's going to give you the most amazing nutty sweet flavour. Mix it up, give it a little toss, then I'm going to whack that in the oven for about 50 minutes to an hour at 180 degrees Celsius until it's roasted up and nutty and delicious. So I'll put this on like a medium-low heat, and we want to create a sauce, a gravy, that's going to hold the squash and everything together in a really nice way. So let's get some spices. I'm going to use 2 or 3 different spices that I love. I want like a teaspoon of coriander seeds. It's kind of fragrant, savoury. And then here is a funky little spice, fenugreek. Really, really good. So then we've got curry powder, and again, another teaspoon. So along with that, I've got an onion, 2 garlic cloves, then I've got some nice ginger, about kind of 4 centimetre piece. Scrape the skin off, really easy. This one is a nice little curveball, pineapple. One of the most incredible curries I remember having in a southern Indian restaurant was a pineapple curry, and that blew my mind. You just need 2 or 3 little slices. Keep that juice, that's gold dust. I've got a pan here, I'm gonna turn that up to sort of a medium-high temperature. So what I wanna do is half the onion, just roughly chop it up like that. And then I'll put this straight into the pan. The pan, I'm gonna keep dry. I'm gonna use no oil, because I want it to be a bit scaldy and kind of toasty, and it'll get a little bit of charring, which I really, really like. Chunk up nice slices of garlic. In here, we're going to add these spices. So we'll go in with the fenugreek, the coriander seeds, curry powder goes in, and even the pineapple we can just tear in there like that. So just for like 3 or 4 minutes, just kind of give it a stir every now and again. You can see on the bottom of the pan it's getting a little bit toasty and caramelised, so that's all flavour. So as that's doing its thing, I'm just going to add some tomatoes, just little cherry tomatoes, and I'll just take them off the stalk like that and get them just colouring up a little bit and splitting. And what's really nice about this is I can invest love, care and attention now. Like, it's not until tomorrow when guests come round, but actually the flavours of this will get better overnight. And then when I reheat it tomorrow, hallelujah, easy and delicious, and that's what we want. Can you see how the bottom of the pan is almost blackened? And that's caramel, right? That will come out in the colour of the sauce a little bit later. But I'm going to turn this off for a second now, and I'm going to liquidise this into a sauce. So far, really, really simple. In here, I'm going to go in with 1 tin of coconut milk. Lid on top, maybe a little bit of a tea towel just in case. Wazz it up. So, have a little look at this. It won't be seasoned yet. We've got some beautiful flavour there. Absolutely long, juicy, tropical, light flavours. That's going to be amazing. So we'll go back onto a very low heat now, and we'll pour all of that in. And I'll scrape any of that lovely goodness off the bottom of the pan. Definitely a time to think about a little bit of seasoning. What I want to do now is just add some chickpeas. Like, regular tins of chickpeas are absolutely fantastic. You can get them everywhere. But if you can be bothered to find the jarred ones, right? Different gravy, right? We've got no meat in this curry, so to upgrade the chickpeas makes complete sense. They're bigger, they're fatter, they're creamier, and they're way more luxurious. So try and hunt them out, but if not, the tin ones are absolutely lovely. It's about half a jar or a whole tin, and you can put the liquid in there if you want. You can add in some of that pineapple juice, and then we're just gonna let that tick away and let this sauce just get better and better and better. And then when that squash is ready to go in about 20, 25 minutes, I'll put them together, and that's one beautiful curry done. Look at that, just blipping away. Okay, so it's had about an hour now, the squash, and this is the beauty of cooking. Look at that. So you can tell already that it's just shrunk up. You've got, oh, it's hot. Oh, so good. That goes straight in there. Stir this through, and that's basically done now. Have a little taste. I am very happy with that. That's tasting pretty superb. I'm now gonna turn that off, gonna let that cool down. That can get in the fridge, and I'll reheat that tomorrow, and it's gonna be lovely.
The next dish on my menu is the most incredible smoky aubergine dahl. Packed full of different spices, it's delicious served on its own, or even better, as part of my epic curry feast.
I want to show you my style. It's not particularly classic, but I've kind of picked up on things I've seen in India, in restaurants, and I've done my version. I'm going to celebrate a beautiful aubergine. I'm just going to prick it with a knife so the steam can get out. If you've got a gas hob, what you can do is put this on full whack, and we're literally going to blacken that up. It's going to burn the skin, and it's going to create the most amazing smokiness. And what happens is we actually steam the inside of the aubergine, making it luscious and unctuous and open to flavour. Now, when we're talking about flavour, over here, I'm going to take 3 new spices because we don't want to double up on what we've already done. So we're going to take some beautiful black mustard seeds, about a teaspoon, then a teaspoon of cumin seeds, whole, and then we've got some beautiful cardamom. So go in to this pan with just a little swig of oil in the corner of a pan here, and then I'm going to put these spices just in there to start toasting. There's one little job I want to do to the black cardamom. I just want to crack it, and then once you've done that, can you see how it just opens it up? And then in there, it's all about these seeds. So a little pinch of salt. And look, that little bit will make this epic. This goes in. So can you see how this has completely changed now? It's soft on the inside. We've got heaven. Complete contrast. The smokiness is unbelievable. See how tender that is? All I do is literally take the stalk off, and that's it. So in here, we've got our spices. I can turn the heat up just a little bit. I'm gonna go in with some rosemary, completely unclassic, but this is my style, right? Look at the colour, and the smell is amazing. And now we start adding the other layers of flavour. I'm gonna run my knife down the length, very carefully, of the chilli. Then I don't want the outrageous heat, so I'll use the tip of the knife just to remove that seed, right? So it's more the fruit of the chilli instead of the heat of the chilli. I'm not gonna chop it up, right? I wanna put this in whole. So we go in, and it's gonna be a subtle hum of heat. So I'm gonna have 2 cloves of garlic. I'm just gonna finely slice like that. What I wanna do now is just finely chop 1 red onion, peel it, half it. Also, what we can do is remove any of the bigger bits of burnt skin. You know, if they're still sticking to the aubergine, leave them on. So just roughly clank that up. So the aubergine goes in. That's gonna be awesome. The next ingredients are the lentils and also some black beans. So
The lentils are not your classic Indian lentils. These are what I can get in my supermarket really easy. Poi lentils, so they're more kind of like French European, but they cook beautifully in this dish. And they only take like half an hour to an hour to cook, so you don't have to soak them overnight or anything like that. And then black beans, again, you know, it's going to give you creamy texture and the colour is amazing. So at this point, you can see in the pan, see how the bottom of the pan's kind of caramelised up. I'm going to do one nice thing to give it a bit of tang, and that is some vinegar. So white wine vinegar, you know, red wine vinegar. Add yourself about a tablespoon and let that cook away with all of those incredible spices and the onions. That's going to help give you that little sweet and sour kind of tang. So look, as soon as I put that vinegar in, can you see how it's cleaning the bottom of the pan? Look at that. And the smells are amazing. So the vinegar is cooked away. Now we're going to finish it off. 200 grams or so of lovely lentils. Then I'm going to go in with the beautiful black beans, completely not classic, but absolutely delicious in this dahl. And then 2 tins of water go in. Full whack, lid on, bring that to the boil. Then we'll turn it down to a simmer for about an hour until it's unctuous and thick and gorgeous. Now, I want to give you one last tip that I think is pretty cool. And there's a few different techniques of doing this that I've seen in India, but it's celebrating this particular spice, cinnamon. It's an amazing spice, it's so fragrant. What I'm going to do is literally set it on fire. So I'm going to place that cinnamon on the gas stove, and once that's alight, it has the ability to create like a smokiness. This is the easiest little hack ever, right? Because this smoke, right, this is going to give incredible fragrance. So I'm just going to lean this against the pan here, like that, and then we go in back with the lid. And that smoke, look at it, that's going into your dahl. So turn it down, 1 hour, happy days, proper cooking.
So that's 2 beautiful dishes prepped and ready to go for my guests tomorrow night. Today's the day of my epic curry feast. I've already prepped 2 main dishes, so this morning I've got plenty of time to prepare some beautiful naan breads and get ahead with my incredible golden paneer.
So 2 recipes down, got the gorgeous dahl, got the amazing chickpea and butternut squash curry, and no curry is complete without a beautiful naan bread. And this recipe that I'm going to give you now is a great recipe, curry or not. So let me show you, it couldn't be simpler, right? We've got 500 grams of strong flour. So put that onto a clean work surface. Then we want a well in the middle. There we go. Now, in that well, I'm going to go in with like a teaspoon of salt, then about a teaspoon of honey for that little bit of sweetness. So I'm going to put about 375 grams of water in our little well. And I'm then going to get a standard sachet of yeast. This is dried yeast, so it's asleep. And we're now going to wake it up. Just use a spoon or a fork to mix up the salt, honey, the yeast and the water. And in my house, I pretty much do this every Saturday morning because it's really quick. And if I want to make a naan, and I normally make a curry, most weekends I rattle that out, but also on a Sunday morning, a little brunch bread, you know, little flatbreads, beautiful with your eggs. So this recipe is actually a standalone, brilliant workhorse in the Oliver household. And I hope it will be in yours too. So you can see it getting thicker and thicker. So at this stage, I can use my left hand. So we start putting in the flour like this. And for me, this is one of the joys of cooking at home. There's nothing like making your own bread. And about now, I think I can touch it. Get some flour on your hands, start kneading. When we're in lockdown, I think, you know, lots more people had to cook. Some people for better, some people for worse. But I think generally people have reconnected with cooking, and actually making bread is really therapeutic. Look at that. If it needs a little bit more flour, that's fine. So if it's a little bit too wet, add some flour. And if it's a little bit too dry, add a little bit of water. Stretch it, bring it back, And then once it's a smooth, elastic dough, we're good to go. Look at that. So, I'll add just a little bit of oil just to lubricate the sides. Beautiful. So that goes in here. I'm going to get a clean cloth and I'm going to get it wet. Give it a light rinse out. And then if you put this over your lovely dough, right, it's going to protect it, keep it humid, nothing will dry up. And it's now going to go in my fridge about 4 hours. So I've got the beautiful dal, beautiful curry, and naans done, dusted. I can have a clean down, get it in the fridge. Happy days.
With the naan dough left to prove, I can start preparing my next dish, which is going to take this curry feast to the next level.
Look at that. I mean, I was really hoping for beautiful weather, but it's looking grey. I think it's going to rain. And I'm excited because I can't wait to welcome my guests. And I want to make everything perfect. I'm well ahead of the game, so I'm kind of stress-free, which is good. And I'm going to do the third curry, which I think will blow your mind.
Next on the menu is some gorgeous golden paneer. Beautiful chunks of marinated cheese coated in the most vibrant, tangy spinach sauce. Another great dish that's perfect to prepare in advance.
And it's all about bigging up this, right? This is paneer. It's a classic Indian cheese. It's a fantastic carrier of flavours. And I'll show you how to marinate that in a little bit. But first, it's about the sauce, right? Bigging up spinach to make the most vivacious green sauce with long, gentle spices. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. So for that, I need an onion, I need some ginger, I need some chilies, I need my spinach. So let's lay it out, then spice. So for that, I'm going to use garam masala, and you can get this in all the supermarkets. It normally has like 4, 5, 6 different spices ground up, and it smells absolutely amazing. So first up, we've got a pan on. What I want to do is take a clove of garlic and just slice it up and get that into my pan. I'll just put it in dry for the moment. I'm then going to do 1 green chilli, finely slice up like that. And then I've got a red onion, roughly chop it. So in it goes. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit now. Go in with a little bit of oil. I've got the onions making me want to cry, which is all right. Give it a nice little toss up like that. We're going to soften that up. Ginger, about 4 centimetre piece, just half it. Trim off the ends like that. Let's put that in my composting. So just roughly slice up the ginger. It's got that freshness, that heat also. A little bit of seasoning goes in just to kind of get the flavours going. That heat and oil will just soften everything up, sweeten it up. So at this point, we're going to go in with spice. 1 heaped teaspoon of the garam masala. By getting a nice little spice blend, you know, what's great is that complexity and the kind of levels of this spice or another, it's all done for you, right? So it's a nice little one-stop wonder. So as the onions soften up, let's just turn the heat up just a little bit. Then I'm going to use mango chutney for a kind of sweetness, but also there's a few extra spices in there. Just 1 nice tablespoon goes in. And then put in our spinach. This is basically a big bag, 200 grams. So don't overcook it. As soon as it's wilted down, then we're good to go. Now, that would be the most amazing little side dish, but not today because it's going over here to make this amazing green sauce. So in a liquidizer, we'll just pour that in. All the juices, all the bits. And then yogurt, just 2 nice heaped tablespoons go in. Little pinch of salt. Lid on. Look at that colour. It's completely bonkers. Look at that. Oh, come on. Absolutely beautiful. So let's have a little taste. You know what? The seasoning's pretty good. I'll put that to one side. So, the paneer. I want to turn this into something very special. So, like 2 centimetre slices, one way and then the other way. So this cheese is a fantastic carrier of flavours. So a nice heaped teaspoon of turmeric. Look at that colour. And I'm going to kind of create a little marinade with a little oil, a little bit of salt, a little pepper, and then chilli. I'm going to keep it whole, right? I'm just going to prick it so it doesn't explode, okay? So that goes in there as well. Then ginger and garlic. So I'm just going to take the skin off this ginger. And I quite like grating it. You get maximum flavour out. I'm going to marinate this for like a couple of hours before our guests get here. You know, that cheese will take on all of these flavours and be absolutely delicious. And what I'm going to do later is pan fry that until golden, then pour in that sauce at the last minute. And the yellow and the green and the textures and the flavours are going to be absolutely amazing. So now we have marinated paneer, 2-3 hours in the fridge. Happy days. Right, I think I better wash my hands.
Whatever the weather, when I bring these dishes together, I'm hoping my curry feast will go down a storm. It's the day of my thank you feast. I'm already ahead of the game as most of my curries are ready and raring to go. So I've still got time to knock up an incredible rice dish and even get the cocktails ready before some very important people arrive.
So I'm super excited. I've got my guests turning up in like 3 or 4 hours. The weather is not so exciting. It's doing exactly what I thought it might do, which is raining cats and dogs. But that's all right. It's going to be beautiful. Think positive. But the food is going to be next level.
So with the main dishes already prepped, I want to get some beautifully fluffy coconut rice on the go. With flavours of cardamom, lemon and saffron-infused milk, this side dish is taking rice to the next level.
So I want to show you a really beautiful rice dish. And rice, of course, is so important when you're having a curry feast. All those lovely different flavours and dips and stuff. So absolutely you can just boil rice and cook it as you always do. But this method that I'm going to show you is not only delicious, it also allows you to get ahead of the game and then reheat later. And it's a really beautiful, kind of quite surprising technique. Get your pan on a medium heat. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of desiccated coconut. And literally, in no time at all, this will go from pearly white to sort of toasty golden brown. What you're doing is amplifying the flavour to give you really nice, nutty, sort of floral notes. It's going to make your rice amazing. You can see the colour starting to change. Take it a little bit dark brown. Look at that. So just by toasting a little bit of coconut, you know, that is the first step to making your rice next level. We'll go back on the heat. We'll go in with 450 grams of basmati rice. I'll put a pinch of salt in. I've got some boiled water here, so just cover it. We're going to boil it for about 6 or 7 minutes. So it will be like 3/4 cooked. So look, the rice has had about 6 or 7 minutes. It's not fully cooked yet, but what I'm going to do is just run some cold water on it. That stops the cooking process. So I've completely cooled down that rice. But also, some people get a bit nervous about cooking rice. So it's completely fine to 3/4 cook your rice like this, then to cool it down in cold water. Then we can flavour it. And then we can kind of get ready for later when I can just reheat it for 20 minutes. So let's talk about flavouring. So first up, I'm just going to grab a little bowl. I'm going to put the cold rice in here, like that. I'm going to season it up. So a nice pinch of sea salt, about the juice of 1/2 to 1 lemon, depending on how juicy they are. Oh, look at that. So we'll toss that up and almost dress the rice. We're going to go in with the lovely coconut. Look at the colour of that. Absolutely beautiful. But we're going to carry on with flavour. I'm going to prepare the pan. Why? Because when we reheat it, obviously the heat's going to come from the bottom, right? So to get a lovely golden crispy bottom, we need to earn that. So a little bit of butter, go right up the rim like that. We can also put a tiny pinch of seasoning and also other spices. I'm going to use 6 little cardamom pods, right? And I'm just literally going to bust that like that. All that fuss for like those little black seeds. So in here, I'm going to add the rice. And then just use your hand to create a little dome. And once you've done that, we're going to take a wooden spoon and we're going to create little holes that will allow us to drizzle in something rather special and tasty. So these little channels that I've made with the spoon, that's going to allow the steam to kind of come out, which is going to make your rice really fluffy and soft and delicious. Okay, let me show you a fantastic little technique to flavouring the rice. So in here, I've got about 150 millilitres of milk, and then into that, I'm going to add some saffron. Look at that. It's kind of like the most eccentric, almost tobacco-looking sort of spice. So we'll take this warmed up milk, and then I'm going to infuse that amazing saffron. Just a tiny little pinch is all you need, right? The smell is absolutely phenomenal. So just get your milk and any of those strands of saffron, and we're just going to pour it in there like that. And then any excess milk you can literally just put along the top, and that will stain just that top layer of rice, and it will be joyful. So that's done now. I'm going to put a lid on top, and then I can whack it in the fridge. It's ready, raring to go. And then when my guests are here, I can whack that on a low heat for like 20 minutes until it's fluffy and crispy on the bottom. It's going to be amazing. So let me do a little bit of washing up, and then I'm going to start thinking about the table plan. Right, the weather's flirting with me. It was raining, the sun's out, it's raining, the sun's out. I wanted to be outside, but I can't risk it. I don't want to risk it. And look, the way you dress a table can really change the atmosphere of a dinner party or an occasion, right? It can arm or disarm people, and I want to be a little bit casual tonight, right? It's a curry, it's tear, it's share. Definitely the food is the star of the show, right? It's colourful, so I've gone for like, you know, more muted colours, greys. I've gone for odds and sods napkins, crockery, even the glassware, even for the wine. And there's plenty of space for the food. Happy days. I'm going to go and do a few more jobs, get changed, and they'll be turning up soon.
So with my guests on their way, I've got enough time to get my curries in the oven and knock up something that I know will put a smile on their faces when they get here.
Okay, come on. Let's get this party kicking off. We're going to do a cocktail. I love a cocktail. And I think cocktails are fantastic for parties. So I'm going to do a jammy margarita. It is beyond simple, but it feels really exciting and the flavours are delicious. Before I do that, I'm going to put my curry and my dahl in the oven at 150 degrees Celsius. And what's great about this is all the love and care has happened. We're going to reheat it. If, for any reason, you know, they're a bit late, or we're enjoying our margaritas a lot, then that can hold for an hour and a half, easy. So let me show you how to make this cocktail. 2 teaspoons of your favourite jam. This is strawberry. I've done it with cherry. I've done it with bramble, black currants. It's delicious. Then I'm gonna follow it with 35 millilitres of lime juice. Give it a roll to get those little capsules kind of bursting. And I find that, give or take, 1 normal-sized lime is about 35 millilitres. So the lime's gone in, so you've got that freshness, and that bounces beautifully off the jam. And the great thing about the jam is it stops you having to muck about making a sugar syrup and do kind of technical kind of cocktail bar stuff. I haven't done marmalade yet, but do you know what? I'm game. It's all good. Experiment, have fun. But for today, strawberries. It's the British summertime. Listen to that. Ah, just as I said, summertime and strawberries, the rain comes out. Right, I definitely need a cocktail now to commiserate. So, let's just review. 2 teaspoons of your favourite jam, 35 millilitres of lovely fresh lime, then 50 mils of one of my favourite spirits, tequila. It's a nice, clean, fresh spirit. It works so well with fruit and lime. Then 20 mils of Cointreau goes in. Then just simply mix it up and you should get all the lovely colour coming out of that jam. And then very simply get yourself a nice ice cube. I love these big chunky ice cubes. They're great for cocktails. And then I simply put that through a tea sieve and you get this beautiful cocktail. Look at that. And then I'll finish that with a little bit of mint. If you've got any edible flowers, you can throw that in as well. And that, my friends, is the Jammy margarita. Let's have a little try, because I've got to make sure it's all right. Oh, it's so good. So there you go. I've got my curry dahl in the oven. I've got a few little bits and pieces to do at the last minute, but it's all really simple. Now I can get changed and we can have a good time. Very exciting.
I just can't wait to get my ultimate curry feast on the table. I've been preparing an epic curry feast for some incredible workers of the NHS to say a massive thank you for all that they've done for us for the last 18 months. My gorgeous squash curry and dahl are already in the oven. So all I need to do before my guests get here is bring the golden paneer together with that amazing tangy spinach sauce and get serving.
So I've got my glad rags on, had a little bit of a scrub up. I'm very excited to meet my guests. Everything's looking really good. I want to get one job done before they get here, and then I can start sorting out nice little drinks. And that is put together this beautiful paneer curry. You saw how quick it was to marinate and make the sauce this morning. Let me show you how utterly quick it is to put it together. I've got a large pan, medium heat, just a little olive oil in that pan. First job, remember that whole chilli. Now, I'm doing a whole chilli, so it's a really subtle warmth, not like aggressively hot, right? So as that fries up, I'm now gonna go in with this paneer. Now look at the colour. You know, that marinade of the ginger, the garlic, the turmeric. I just want to fry it until golden on maybe 2 or 3 sides. Look how crispy it goes. Beautiful. And what I do at this stage is come along with this incredible green sauce. Just make a little bit of a space, and I literally just want to pour that in and let it sizzle. It's such a cool curry. Long, delicious flavours. Oh, the smells that are coming up. That's going to be absolutely amazing. Just shake the sauce, but don't toss it all up. I like keeping everything separate. But now it's come to the boil, that's it. Just switch it off, and that's done. I can just give it a little reheat later. What I'll do now is turn the rice on, 20 minutes on a nice low heat. So everything's come together really nicely. Got my cocktails. Let's get ready to welcome my guests.
These midwives and junior doctors have all been working their hearts out for the NHS for the past 18 months.
Hello, guys. Welcome. Come over.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you. Can I give you a little cocktail?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much.
Whether in GP surgeries, busy wards, A&E, or delivering babies, these guys were in the thick of it when the pandemic hit.
Have you gone via the pub before you got to me?
No, some of us did. Yeah.
Cheers to you. Please tuck in.
Thank you very much.
Hope you enjoy. And I look forward to looking after you guys a little bit after you've been looking after everyone else.
Thank you so much. Oh, that's really good. It's really good. Nice.
It is really
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
So look, all my grub is pretty much ready and raring to go.
Perfect.
It's a little bit of something for everyone. So come in. This is our plan B because of the weather. Make yourself at home, sit wherever you want, and I'll go and grab some food. Right, they absolutely loved the cocktails. They didn't last long at all. They seem to all be getting on really well. Okay, so rice is now off. That's beautiful. We're gonna do the flatbreads, the naan. And it's gonna be so quick, so easy. Let's get that dough. So by having that wet cloth, right, we've got that lovely dough. Look at it. It's so soft and delicate. And it's almost tripled in size. But come and have a look at this. If I pull this like that, look at that. Oh. Beautiful, aerated gorgeousness. So what we want to do is just roll it out. That'll get rid of the excess air. And then divide that into 4. A little bit of flour on a surface. And I want to just sort of move it around, tuck it in, sort of pull it out into a typical naan sort of shape. And just leave that for a couple of minutes and that will relax a bit. And you'll find you'll be able to just stretch it before you cook it. If it's a little bit sticky, use a bit of flour. So this is just a little last minute job worth doing because people just love a naan. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So, big non-stick pan on a very, very high heat. Let it preheat and get screaming hot. Okay, then I want a lid, because we want to create a little bit of steam to make this kind of like pan-cooked naan like really fluff up and go really billowy and gorgeous. These lovely naans are quite simple, but if you want to flavour them, you can, okay? So let me show you. Take this spice, fennel, just a little handful like this. Get yourself a little pestle and give it a little crack. You don't have to go super fine. And if you want, you can put a little bit of salt in there as well. Just kind of break it. Look at that. So some of it's like a powder, some of it's just cracked. It smells really, really delicious. And with a little bit of butter, or you could use ghee, that's gonna be really, really nice. So let me show you how I kind of fake the tandoor oven in a regular pan, right? Get it screaming hot, dry pan, right? Straight in we go, just like that. As soon as we do that, we're gonna put a little bit of water in, lid on top. And what's gonna happen is that little bit of steam is gonna help this just plume up and go fluffy and delicious. You can see what's happening already, look. It's just puffing up, gorgeous. And after like a minute, you can just take that lid off and you can see how lovely and spongy that's got. Get in there and just turn it over like that. Look at that. You can see there's that lovely golden outside. And we can take a little bit of this butter just as the other side sort of finishes off cooking and just butter it. Can you hear that? Literally a couple of minutes on each side and you can see how crisp and gorgeous that is. And as soon as it comes off, we've got that butter on here. Look how lovely that looks. We can give it a little kiss of salt and a little kiss of that amazing fennel. And it's that simple, right? So we'll put them on top of each other, put them into a bowl like this, and we'll cover it. Keep it nice and warm. Right. Whether you cook these 3 curries or 2 curries or 1 curry, it doesn't matter. Each part of this meal is a great recipe in itself. From the rice, to the beautiful squash curry, to the dahl, to the lovely flatbreads. But of course, when you bring it all together, you get that feast. Time to serve. Right, you lovely people. Try and have a little bit of everything.
Wow.
This looks incredible.
Looks amazing.
So there's some lovely little flatbreads.
Thank you very much.
Can I get right in there?
This is so exciting.
This looks amazing.
Just a little bit of everything and hopefully you'll love it. So cheers, guys.
Thank you.
You are more than welcome.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, let's get it. Yes! Rip it. Yeah, this is delicious.
It's really, really good. It's so smoky.
Jamie, I heard you were a good cook, but I didn't realise you were this good.
And which is your favourite of the curries?
Oh, well, that's like saying which one of my kids do I prefer. The paneer. So, all you amazing people that have done such important things over the last year, what has inspired you? What has given you hope? You must have experienced so much.
I think we've all been through tough times, but we actually all pulled together. Like, I don't want to jinx things, but I think, you know, we're now seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
After the last year, women are still having babies, maternity units are still running, and I think, if anything, it's given me a bigger drive to make sure that they get everything that they need.
But what you've seen hasn't put you off?
No.
No.
It's been hard.
It's been so hard. No one ever went into this job thinking there'd be a national pandemic, but it's all something that we can say we've worked through.
Yeah.
And that we've done the hardest and, you know, done our best to give patients the care they still deserve.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. Here's to being together. Yeah. And thank you for everything you've done in the last year, all of you. I know you've all done your bit, but wow, it's an honour to cook for you tonight.
Thank you so much.
I really mean that. They're the most lovely people. I'm well chuffed. They love their food. They've been getting amongst it. And that's exactly what I wanted to do, give a little bit of care and love to the people that have given us so much care and love. OK, so we've had our lovely dinner. So I want to give you the quickest dessert ever. It's kind of inspired by froyo ice cream, cum mango lassi, which is a classic Indian drink. So we're going to take frozen mango. To order, we're going to make a beautiful, silky, refreshing, scoopable froyo, right? With lime and with a little yoghurt. And I'm going to make a little crumb of pistachio. You can use any nut you like. So I'm going to put a big handful of pistachios in a food processor. So first things first is we make this little luminous green, rich pistachio dust. Back in here, I'm going to go and get some mango, frozen mango from the supermarket. You know, the stuff you get in a bag. I'm just going to grab a bag. And super convenient, I always have these for smoothies in the house. The kids love it. And look, just a whole bag goes in. So that's 500 grams. And then in with that, just to freshen it up, mango's best friend, lime. So a nice squeeze or two of lime juice. Lid on, and we'll wazz that up again. And then I'll start adding a little bit of yogurt. 1, 2, 3 tablespoons. So look at that. It's nice, it's thick. So I want to take a lovely spoon of this froyo and just literally, like that, up the side. Beautiful. Straight in to the pistachio, like that. And then, very simply, serve it with some shaved chocolate. You can either grate it with a little grater. Again, very, very simple. You get that sweetness and that bitterness. Or you just get a knife and drag it towards you like that. And you end up with this. It is literally the most simple dessert ever. And what I love is when you get a little bit of that lovely yogurt, the pistachio and the chocolate. Absolutely gorgeous. I've done lovely shaved chocolate on the top and the wind blew it all off. So, look at you got nothing. Oh my God, that's got something. You got more there.
Oh, thank you.
Chocolate.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wow, the lime really comes through. It's so nice.
And it is so refreshing after all those spices.
I just want to say thank you so much for coming and everything that you guys have done in the last year, and also all of your colleagues around the country, everything that they've done. So cheers. I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. I'm sorry about the rain, but I can't control everything.
Together.